Hi everyone, this is Kenzie. Did TikTok ruin music forever? No, the fuck. Music has always had its layers of either being artsy political masterpieces or corpo slop, genetically modified to sell as many records as possible, but it did have long-lasting effects on just how we consume music in the current day. TikTok, and by extension Musical.ly, and by further extension Dub Smash? I don't remember anyone really using Dub Smash, but the one thing that all of those uncomfortable teenage boy videos led up to is developing several subcultures within music that I wanted to touch on. Now, you may have heard people on this site already talking about what TikTok has done to our music, and while those videos are great, I am itching to talk about the deep dark abyss that has admittedly swallowed me whole. The deep dark abyss is TikTok, just saying. I'll basically be going over this topic in the way that I perceive it. All of the research I did was not on Wikipedia or some shit, but I got my ass on the app and looked back through my insane backlog of scroll history for the past 3 years. Either you think TikTok has diluted the art form of creating music in exchange for just creating the best part of a song for the most plays globally, or you think TikTok has given rise to some of the best songs you've ever heard, which also gives birth to things like fandoms, edit culture, and a more specific taste in songs, because sometimes the best part is literally all that song has to offer. Where do I stand? We'll get there at the end. Hell, I'm gonna be curious what y'all think as well, and I'm gonna hopefully not lose myself while trying to answer this loaded ass question. What has TikTok done to our music? Now, I'm sure you probably can tell by the posters in the background and yeah, I am into things, so I may get a little bit specific at times, but it's okay. I'll hold your hand the whole way. Don't get scared. All right, cuties, let's get messy.
It's my stress, that's for sure.
First things first, there is no such thing as TikTok music. If the music of yesteryear came out today, fresh and new, like Michael Jackson, rest in peace, Justin Timberlake, or I don't know, like Busta Rhymes, they would be called TikTok music too. With that being said, of course, I get why people say it. It is essentially shorthand for catchy pop music that just so happens to go viral on TikTok, either by way of a dance trend or something similar, like people using the music while cooking or some shit. When a niche band or song gets put on display for a dance trend in the form of a sound, which is literally just as it sounds, it's an audio snippet of a full song or just an audio in general. Some people don't really like this because then it becomes TikTok music. Where TikTok differs from Dub Smash and Musical.ly is that while those apps pretty much relied on already popular ass songs, TikTok is so massive that it can literally be the reason a song even gets heard sometimes. Over time, in order to fit with the attention span cutting dry dopamine receptor clock app, songs have only gotten shorter, easier to consume, have shorter verses, and overall are crafted to be on your page every day. TikTok music doesn't have to just be songs that were already made and then just went viral because they're either an alleged industry plant or corpo created. Sometimes people just get fucking silly on this app, or people genuinely just find diamonds in the rough, and if the diamond ain't shining enough, then the artist will literally polish it further due to feedback that they get on this app. It's shit like this that has a net positive influence on music as a whole, because these kinds of sounds and songs are what allow people to actually listen to different shit, whether it's flagrantly unserious or genuine artistry. I got hella shit to go over that covers this too, so buckle up, bitch. Now, before I start giving out examples, I just want y'all to know that anyone that I mention going forward is either someone that I don't have a problem with at all, or that someone that I'm actually a fan of. And what better way to start off this tangent than by talking about one of the most prolific examples of what would fit the societal definition of TikTok music, Miles. Miles started out as a meme rapper, but his imprint on the app is undeniable. This man has literally been on Jimmy Fallon, not physically, but his music has. He also did an interview with Balthany Montano where he did go further in depth about how he came to be, and he essentially said that he just raps what the fuck he feels like with whatever props he has lying around. He even has concerts where he makes white people say the N-word, and it's fucking hilarious. If you aren't familiar with his game, then you will be blinded and maybe even sided by his unapologetic way of just assaulting your ears and assholes. Four Wheeler is the one that caught everyone off guard for basically the first 8 words of the song.
My grandma just called me a fucking nigger?
Strangely enough, while his claim to fame is the meme raps, he also goes by another name, Money Miles, which is like his alter ego where he makes serious bangers without as much of the silliness, even though nothing can beat William Shakespeare, but that's just my opinion.
William Shakespeare! Shut up!
The name Triply might not be known to you as much, but I'm sure this snippet probably is. This is a cover to the intro of Trip Lee's Lay Down.
Bullets may fly around, but I'll lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground.
It caught like wildfire on TikTok, spawning like a million different types of videos, anime edits, thirst traps. But here's the kicker. As much as people love the intro, people absolutely dragged the actual song by the scalp.
How can I lay down, 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 face up, face up. And that's enough of that.
For a lot of people on TikTok, it was like the intro was the first part of the horse that was drawn good as fuck, and then the rest of the song was the shitty part that was drawn like a Minecraft player did it. It was a beautiful as hell intro too, but while Trip Lee could have fallen victim to the reacting terribly to this mindset, he actually took this and released Lay Down 2, which capitalized on the intro that he created and crafted his song around it. And the people who came back to listen straight up loved it. Unfortunately, with the attention span of TikTok being shorter than You Suffer by Napalm Death, this Trip Lee saga faded out and couldn't maintain the same numbers, but Lay Down 2 is truly an example that TikTok discourse can motivate you to create something better than what you went viral for, especially if the thing that people put you in the spotlight for is less than favorable. I'm gonna talk about Biba Doobie. Biba Doobie, or Beatrice Laus, got famous because one of her songs named Coffee went viral on YouTube, and one thing led to another, and now we have the drill remix of her song Perfect Pair by Jalen Wrecked. I am a Perfect Pair and Real Man enjoyer. I'm not gonna pretend I'm some kind of fan, but her music is good to me. The Fire Nation of this situation though is when somebody made a joke about NBA YoungBoy being a better singer than her. She didn't crash out or anything, people definitely said that, but she responded and it wasn't a good time for her. I won't get too deep into it because this isn't really the video for that, but it is another effect on music. Parasociality has been running wild these days, with artists coming from basically just their bedrooms and going viral at the of a finger. Biba Doobie is one thing, but there's also other artists like Chapel Roan and Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, they make TikToks just like us, and they're also our friends. They're not. No celebrity is your friend, unless you knew them on the playground or in fourth period. Music is an art form, but it is also a product. Celebrities who say that they love their fans and their support mean it. I'm sure they do, but no matter what, this is marketing. TikTok has brought people closer to their idols than has ever been possible, unless you were a groupie or some shit. You don't have to pay money to see celebs living their lives anymore. Just hop on TikTok and you can see Chapel Roan, Biba Doobie, or like NLE Choppa. Jesus Christ. TikTok really does humanize these people because they are people. Some of these singers are just flat out TikTokers, and that's fun. But then that comes with people that think that they know you and will try to force you to act the way that they want publicly. And with music labels pretty much heavily incentivizing artists to be TikTokers in order to further their growth and attachment to their fans, it's pretty hard to avoid this. Getting away from that though, I think I said everything about the mainstream effect that TikTok has on music. But now I want to dig deeper. Basically, I just want to talk about Shut up! There's gonna be a lot to go over, but let me get into why I made this video in the first place. One thing that every artist I mentioned has in common is that all of their music has been a part of edit culture at some point. Edits did not start on TikTok, of course. The edit, as we all know it today, was known as AMVs back in the day. Just like how these people are calling music that's sped up TikTok versions, no bitch, it's Nightcore, and you need an anime girl in the thumbnail! Edits are a core part of music. If your music is getting edited or used in Genshin TikTok trends, then you basically made it, right? Some songs off the top of my head that I can think of are Bang Bang by Kanon, Nobody's Business by Rihanna, and the one that had the biggest impact on me, Basics in Behavior by Living Tombstone. The last one being fucking massive for not only the Baldi's Basics fandom, but for another fandom called FPE, or Fundamental Paper Education, that was started by a girl named Katie, who was 16 at the time of creating this series, but the actual project is defunct. Everything about it is wiped in an official capacity due to the effect that the popularity of Basics in Behavior had on her, because this simple animation went all Oppenheimer. But this is where I found the song first, and that is kinda how people get into these rabbit hole fandoms. I'm not a part of it, but the craftsmanship behind these OCs is really interesting, and the character designs and what the fans were able to do with them is fascinating to say the least. At least the above board shit. I'm not looking at porn of these characters. This is the beautiful part of discovering music in general, and while that doesn't exclusively include TikTok because I found this video on YouTube, like I showed earlier, TikTok is a breeding ground for finding fandom videos of not only your favorite characters, but your favorite songs accompanying them. This even extends to shipping, which I talked about in my 2 Hell of a Boss videos. Please go watch them. Trying to find the la 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 to my okay, okay, okay. If that phrase means anything to you, then you know why I put that shit in my Tinder bio. To be cringe is to be free, bitch. But that song is my example for a song that is used for shipping edits. The song in question is called See You Again by Kali Uchis and Tyler the Creator, and this song, while it is overall a great song in its own right, people really attach to the ending where they say, okay, okay, at the same time. And let me tell you, there is no love like those two voices overlapping each other, and apparently others agree with that. Like, I'm telling you, bro, South Park fans though, they will literally kill you over that shit. Now, while I am specifying shipping edits and fandom edits are pretty much all going under the same umbrella, but there is one thing that is like the smell coming from a fresh pie on the windowsill, and that's edit music. Okay, now let's get it right. When I say edit music, it's not just music that you see in edits. I'm talking about Oditari, Barely Human, Lumi Athena, and anyone that can really be characterized by having all capital titles, crunchy beats, and aesthetics that harken back to the days where I didn't have to pay a fucking car note. I love this whatever this is. I wanted to say it was all the same subgenre, but with some research, apparently they all have some denomination of genre, even though they share some traits with each other. Janigs, another artist under this umbrella that I like quite a bit, is more under rap while also being dance or electronic. Oditari coined his own subgenre called Odacore in all caps. Barely Human calls their genre sassy core. Lumi Athena is Crush Club in all caps. Basically, what this all means is that because of the best part phenomenon that I talked about briefly before, this is where it all basically comes full circle. What do you call it when the entire song is the best part of the song? These artists create songs where they are essentially meant to be in edits, like they just are. They are mostly aware of how their songs are used, especially Oditari, who, on Alive, was like, put me in an edit.
I'm about to be in an edit right now. Put me in an edit.
Wait, hold on. I'm going off script a little bit. Is it really that easy to get put in an edit? I want to be put in an edit. Hold on. Is it really that easy to get put in an edit? I want to be put in an edit. Hold on. Yeah, this video better blow up. TikTok essentially made it fun to make AMVs again. And yeah, AMVs still exist, but going viral on TikTok for something like this is way easier nowadays, especially if you make fandom edits. Also, I didn't talk about this in my script, but I just want to give a quick shout out to fan cams for K-pop. Y'all paved the way too, don't get me wrong. And because there are editing tools that allow people to make whatever they want from the comfort of their pink racer chair, it's never been easier to fuse your favorite poopy core songs with your favorite fandoms. I love it. The addiction has set in. I've seen some unforgivable shit in my day, looking at you, Gotcha Life, and JJK. But man, all of the ways fandoms can stick together on this app while cosplaying, conversing, and expressing themselves in healthy ways, somewhat healthy ways rather, I will not apologize for the amount of Gojo edits sitting in my damn phone. Yes, I do know that fandoms do not exist in a vacuum. There are plenty of people who will go under black cosplay videos and be like Netflix version and wrong color and all that other kind of shit, and they're fucking scummy as hell. But fuck all that, make what you want, whether it's cosplay, art, or even your music. Like I said, to be cringe is to be free, so fucking do whatever you want. There are so many people on this app who will hop on their FL Studio or some mobile music app and create something that genuinely resonates with people. Like this dude, Zay, who made a song that sounds like tunes from black sitcoms, or whoever made or when Dixie D'Amelio made Don't touch me, nigga. You do not exist. Those last two were jokes, but you get it. I think I've said everything pretty much. To bring this to the edge of the roof, I really do think TikTok had an irreversible effect on music that was mostly positive if you are a part of fandom culture. Fandom culture, in my research, has only been enhanced by TikTok's existence. While some may disagree with me, and you can, what I just laid out here really does go about answering my question pretty solidly. What did TikTok do to our music? It made music so easily accessible that while gatekeeping is rampant, simply adding to your playlist is fucking easy as shit. I am a liked playlist listener. I cannot possibly fathom how people can live with the uncertainty of listening to random music and albums. Hearing a snippet on TikTok and being like, what is that melody? And yoinking it from my YouTube or Spotify playlist is almost like an everyday occurrence at this point. Music is a wonderful thing, and I'm personally glad that niche means something totally different now than it did back then. That's enough for me though. If you like what you heard and you want me to make more videos like this talking about topics that could potentially rot my brain, let me know in the comments because I'm about to explode if I don't get out some of this shit. Also, be sure to subscribe because I touch on a lot of things like this. Topics like this are core to who I am, and I want y'all to be here to hear it. And if you really liked what you saw, I got a Patreon where you can get early access to videos, and there's even a video there for free members about this anime that teaches you how to survive cancellation, if you really need something like that. Plus, I'm on all relevant social medias, and I have a Discord for all cute bitches who want to converse. Also, I got a second channel that I stream on every Wednesday, and it's fun as fuck. You can ask me questions and talk to others. It's fun. So while you're out there checking all that shit out, make sure you stay safe, stay hydrated, and most importantly, stay cute.